So when it comes to joining the Chamber of Commerce, I've always heard that, hey, if you pay this annual fee, we'll do a ribbon cutting when you open. You just pay this monthly fee. But I've never had anybody really explain to me or saw the value of, like, what is the true benefit after that, though? What type of resources do you provide? What type of marketing resources do you provide? And as a business owner, as a small business owner, like most of us, we don't have, the allocation of funds to just be throwing money out the window. We have to be very wise on how we spread our resources, our own finances, that it makes sense and it's very strategic. So when it comes to Business Chamber of Commerce or of any county, I'm just never seeing what is the benefit for small business owners to really join, and is there a real benefit? Because I don't really see them being advertised, and if they are advertised, then they don't really do a great job of it. So that's my thing.
But as a small business owner, if you were to say, look, I'm going to join a membership, what would you want out of a membership where you felt valued, where you felt heard and seen? Like, what would some of those things be that would help your business grow?
When it comes to a membership, I want resources that are really, first, genuine, because a lot of people say, join my membership, join this to learn this, but there's really no value. It's a lot of fluff. So when it comes, like I said again, as a small business owner, I want to make sure I'm putting my money in the right investments that's going to give me long-term resources, educations, and fundamentals that I'm actually going to truly learn from. So when it comes to memberships, I look for collaborations. I look for it to be learning. I look for valuable input that I can actually take and actually implement into my business, whether it's strategies, practical strategies that I can implement, something that is going to benefit me and my business as well as other people if I tell them, like, hey, you need to join this membership to grow your brand. So
now, as a leadership coach, if you were going to be a part of a membership that would help you to also get clients, would that be something that would be of value to you?
Yeah, I think no matter what business I find that when I'm teaching people, the biggest thing that I coach on is lead generation and lead conversion. I'm finding out that people have their product, they have their service, they have their operations, they just don't have enough clients. And that's what I find is the biggest issue, which is important. I think I love what you said about collaboration, pragmatic thinking, all that. I also want to say, can we also make sure we keep up on the current events that affect my business?
Yes.
That help me to understand. And what do you know that I don't know?
Right.
How do we create this into a mastermind rather than individual minds? Right. So I think that's one of the big benefits is being able to say, I see where you're at, and I know what's blocking you. Let me help you out with that. And that makes a big difference. And I'll tell you, one of the things I would look for in the collaboration is also having kind of joint ventures where, hey, I share my clients with you, you share your clients with me.
Yes.
We continually do that type of stuff. And then be always the unified voice, always behind the entire group. Okay? Instead of me going through Google to look up somebody, I go first to my network.
Yes.
Somebody do
yes.
this?
And it doesn't have to be somebody that's famous or out of the community or another state or just the best-selling author. No, we have so many great minds right here in North Carolina, Durham. And it's just like, if the magic that we can make if we just come together and learn from each other and collaborate is out of this world.
And I think the other thing that we have to do as you build a relationship like that, one of the benefits is also getting to the point where you have a strong enough relationship where, Chisa, you might say to me, Monzel, I've watched you do this 5 times. And you keep saying you're going to do it this way and you're not. And I'm tired of it, and I'm holding you
accountability.
That's a big word. That's a big word in entrepreneurship.
And it does make a difference because I think one of the biggest things when you talk about the marketing, right? Like that's the thing, people just don't know you. You can't get the leads if nobody knows that you need the leads, right? And so when we talk about putting that together and being able to have that, one of my biggest things is the marketing, right? So like even with what we're doing today, me saying, okay, well, thank you for coming out and being a part of this, and we're going to make sure that you get professional headshots with this that you can use for your brand. That to me makes a big difference. You know what I I mean? And that's a value added kind of thing. And I think that, you know, you have a lot of people that don't update their stuff. You have a lot of people that things could look better if you just told them, well, maybe tweak this. And sometimes people don't want to overstep their boundaries, but sometimes you need to, right? Like, and I don't mean it's an overstep, but let me tell you, hey, this could be better if X, Y, Z. Or if you're trying to reach a different demographic, then maybe you tweak, you know, and we should feel comfortable enough to be able to do that. Like if we're looking at it like more of a tribe, more of a neighborhood, like back in the day when everybody could, you know, tell your kid to go in the house, like your business is the kid. Your business might need to go in the house for right? And get it before the street. Right. So I think when we look at just doing it and being a community, it really does make a difference. And that can happen online and offline. And it can be something that can be dynamic. So that's awesome.
I agree. And I feel like it's even more powerful when it's offline as well, because it's just, although I have an e-commerce business, it's just some connections that have been powerful in my life that I've met offline. In person, I'm just like, I don't know if I could have built that online solely. So it's good to have those connections online and offline. And also when it comes to collaborations, make sure you understand the value that you bring, because you want it to be beneficial, you want it to be even. You can't just be a taker, you also have to learn how to give as well. So it has to be even, and understand how to position yourself and the value that you give. What is it that you're doing in your business? How can you share with others? And how can you also share what you've been through? Because everybody got a story to tell. Everybody has a background. Everybody has been through some. If I know that I can share even a portion of what I've been through to help somebody else so they don't have to make the same mistakes, I done my job. So
yeah. And I think besides the collaboration for even clients and things, I think also there should be, we should have the ability to look in our virtual Rolodexes and say, hey, I got somebody who can help you with that, you know. And I, you know, all of us should also cultivate types of networks where we have done enough of what you said of putting in things, where people come back to us and say, you know what, I've got this much time. If you have anybody that comes along that needs something, I can give them that. You know? And I think that's important to do that, whether it's more pro bono or something like that, that we cultivate those things as well. I think that's really important. I think, so I guess in essence what I'm saying is we should become the old good old boy network.
Ooh, I like that. And you know, one thing you said, I think a lot of times people nowadays get afraid for whatever reason to say, no, don't work with that person. And it's a lot of people that I've seen throughout the years where it's like they have a name or a title, or they've been able to accumulate wealth in such a way that people don't want to say, nah, that's not it. And I do think that that makes a difference, right? So if this person is, I'll put it in quotations, a scammer, or let's just say they don't deliver on the promises that they make, right? And it's one of those things that we should be comfortable enough to say, okay, well, listen, there's somebody better that I would suggest for this thing. This person is valid, and I know that because of the work, I know that because of the work ethic, I know because of what they've done, and that they've proven that, you know, even though you might not know them, if I'm recommending them to you, you should feel comfortable, because I'm not going to send you somebody just because of name or title. I'm going to send you somebody that can actually help. So like if I said, well, listen, I might not want to do like a one-on-one counseling right now, but I'm going to send you to this person because they know this thing. They've been in it, they've understood it. Those things make a huge difference too. And then you being able to take that word that person's going to deliver on what they said, and then they do it, that validation, I think, definitely needs to be something that's there. And we need to have a solid network, not just a whole bunch of names just for the sake of having them in the Rolodex, but quality people. So
yes, to add to that, I completely agree. As an entrepreneur, one of the biggest things is that to learn when it comes to your target market, not everybody's in your target market. Not everybody meant to be in your target market. So you need to first know your target market and know how to cater to them and know who is not. And as an entrepreneur and also as a Christian, the biggest thing I've also learned is to have discernment in your business. So when it comes to that, not everybody has a purpose that God gives them to add to his kingdom. However, when it comes to that, not everybody, you're not called to everybody, whether that be in your business or as well as in your personal life. So when it comes to having discernment and making sure you have a network of like, okay, I know I can call on her because she's dependable. I see how she moves. He's nice, but I know his work ethic, it may not be up to par.
You can feel it.
You know what I mean? So it's like having discernment in your personal life and in your business can do wonders, because you have to be mindful on not only the purpose that God has given you, but also how does he see fit for you to accomplish that, and who he wants you to accomplish that with. That is very important, because like you said, you can't work with everybody.
No.
You're not meant to. Every opportunity is not an opportunity. So to understand that, you're going to be positioning yourself very well in life, in your business and personal, but no, also just adding to God's kingdom what it is that you're meant to do, but just moving purposely and with intention.
Yes,
So.
yes, I love that. All right, well, thank you guys. I feel like this wasn't supposed to be an interview, but it ended up turning into that. But I think when you have great people around, that energy just keeps bouncing off, and even this just proves it. Like, he's like, I saw you before. She's like, I've seen you before. But then to just be able to sit down and have a conversation like that, and I'm not saying you wouldn't have been in the same room before, but it's an actual purpose as to why you're here today. And that purpose is to grow our businesses. So I appreciate y'all so much. Yay!
Thank you.
Yes.